What's up, YouTube? Capital G here, looking at the new Eidolon Beast that was revealed on the OCG Twitter, and the card is fantastic. I'm almost gonna say, I'm almost ready to say that because of all the synergy that this card allows, that Eidolons are probably going to be competitive on some level, like at least a minimum of maybe like tier 2 or whatnot, just because of all the synergy and all the good combinations and combos that this card pretty much allows for Eidolons to have and go into and whatnot. So it's called Merkabah the Eidolon Beast. It's level 9, 2500 attack, 2100 defense. For the most part, level has never really mattered that much when it comes to fusions. It's not like synchroing or Xyz. Like level with fusions doesn't really matter. It requires an Alistar and one light monster. Alistar being the only main deck monster that we still know about Eidolons. Okay, that's fine. Once per turn during the player's turn, when a spell, trap, or monster effect is activated, you can send the same type of card, monster, spell, or trap card from your hand to the graveyard, negate the activation, and if you do, banish that card. Okay, so this is essentially a walking Ultimate Providence, but it's actually much better than something like Ultimate Providence because it doesn't just negate the activation and destroy the card, it actually banishes the card. So basically something like Magic Specters will get raped by this card. Oh, you have Corinne on the field, you try and activate your effect. Okay, I'm gonna pitch this random monster in my hand that I don't really care about. I'll banish your Corinne, and you know, that's pretty much the best card in your entire archetype is gone for the entire duel. So am I willing to give up a monster to get rid of something that's probably going to threaten Merkabah? Absolutely. If you're going to go for like a Castell or, you know, a Phantom Knights of Breaksword, or you're going to use like Corinne, I'd be definitely willing to give up some random monster. It also means since this negates activations, it can be used during the damage step, which is fantastic. But the reason that I'm so excited about this card and I'm willing to jump to competitive status, or at least near that, is because this card is light. I'm not going to lie. If this card had been a water, or well, I guess Norton would have been in play there, but had it been like a fire, I just would have been like, oh my god, this was a missed opportunity. But you have to keep it in the context of, you do realize that Eidolon summoning magic lets you use your opponent's graveyard, right? So basically you can summon it using Alistar, which you should a lot of times have access to, because the magic card or the summoning magic puts Alistar back in your hand anyways. But think about how many times that you just see a light monster in the game. Like how many decks in Yu-Gi-Oh right now use light monsters? Because I can think of a whole lot of them. Decks that either splash in the Brilliant Engine, which means you automatically pretty much have to use a light, or you think of Blue Eyes, the whole damn deck is light. You think of ABCs, which are coming out in like a week. That's another deck where the entire deck is light. Those are probably like 1 and 2 best 2 decks in the meta for the most part right now. So, well, even though ABC isn't technically in the meta, it will be in about a week. So you just think how easy this card is going to be to summon, and this card is going to be stupid easy to drop. I also think that just splashing in your own light monsters is easy because of what I just talked about, the Brilliant Engine, just being able to throw in, you know, a Seraphonite, a couple of Gem Knights, and you know, just like the basic standard level 4 like light monsters. You know, you can go in Trick Clown, Electromagnetic Turtle. If you want to go extensively, you can even throw the Star Seraphs, and you probably will have to do this because Eidolons only have one main deck monster. However, keep in mind that Alistar is a level 4, which means that obviously the XC plays with all of these monsters are totally in play, and Alistar being a dark means you could potentially throw in maybe a Chaos monster here and there, maybe throw in a Blackluster Soldier. You're going to be running all of these lights if you throw in Brilliant Fusion and Seraphonite anyways. We already know that Alistar wants to be banished anyways, because Alistar, when banished, means you can put it back in your hand, you can put the summoning magic back in your deck, and then you can summon Alistar and you can get the summoning magic right back. So there's just so much stupid natural synergy, and if you throw in something like Norden to further extend your fusion plays, like that just gives the deck even more synergy. Because keep in mind, I think that the way Eidolons are being built, I think they're kind of going to be built similar to Shadows, but they're probably just not going to have that many main deck monsters, because we only know about Alistar right now, and like I think that they're going to have pretty much every attribute when it comes to their fusion monsters. Like we already know about Raideen, we already know about Elasan. I think Elasan is the worst one just because it's so fucking hard to summon. I think that Raideen is super good because it's a Book of Moon on both turns. You can banish a Terratop or a Magic Spectre from your opponent's grave to summon it. I think that Merkabah is obviously excellent, and I think that you're probably going to need to fill your deck up with a bunch of other level 4s. And what's cool about this is, right, okay, so there's obviously natural synergy, as I said. The more fusions you run, the better, even if they're not necessarily Eidolon fusions, right? Think about this. Think about if you summoned a Seraphonite. You might not do this play that often, but you can do it. You could summon a Seraphonite off Brilliant Fusion. You could picture summoning magic. You could give your Seraphonite the 2300 stats, and then you could also use Alistar on the Seraphonite, and it can go up to 3300. That's just a possibility, and it also means that this is going to be one of the only decks where if you open up with let's just say a Garnet, you know how every deck is like, oh my god, I open with Garnet, rip, you know what I mean, my opening hand is dead. This deck can actually use the Garnet, because keep in mind that Eidolon summoning magic lets you summon any fusion monster from your extra deck, meaning you can actually fusion into Seraphonite using that Garnet and, I don't know, like a random Trick Clown or a dead BLS that might be in your hand. Or you can use, if you open with Electromagnetic Turtle, so instead of that Garnet just being dead in your hand for the entire game, you can actually put it to work. You can actually do something with it. Then you can get this card in the graveyard, and if you have an Alistar in your, you know, banish pile, whatever, you can just put it back and you can do your plays. I'm just saying that there's so much natural synergy, so it allows you to actually make use of, you know, dead Garnets in your hand, which would, it'd be a dead Garnet, I guess, in most decks. So I don't know, I'm liking the way that this deck is looking so far, because this card being light opens up so many just possibilities and plays, because level 4 lights and the Brilliant engine is just so strong right now. We know that because everybody tries to throw it into every single deck, but considering this is a fusion based deck, it's going to have more synergy, as you can actually use Alistar on a Norden that you might actually summon through this. I mean, that's going to be pretty dope if somebody actually summons Norden using Eidolon, you know, summoning magic. That's going to be fucking sick. So you guys let me know what you think. I think the deck is starting to take shape, and as long as they probably need, I think what Eidolons probably need is maybe like 1 or 2 more main deck monsters. They don't need like 10. They don't need like Shadows. The deck is already strong enough where, or everything that the infrastructure is looking strong enough to where they probably only need like 3 or 4 main deck monsters, and then they just need kind of all the elements like Shadow's got, and then maybe some card that can kind of change its elements like Shadow Core could. So you guys let me know what you think. Thank you for watching. As always, give your video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and subscribe if you have not already.